Shannon Sharpe has to downgrade again, okay? So after losing his potential $100 million podcast deal over a 19-year-old white woman that came out to sue him alleging that he took her without her permission and she could not fight back. She said it was not BDSM. I told him he was supposed to wear a condom. He did not do it.
He called black women gold diggers. He told his own children, that he should be the last option that they are able to call whenever they need help. He didn't even want to pay for his own, I believe it was his daughter's wedding. He was a willing participant. He was a willing participant in every single thing that he did, and I don't feel sorry for him. The universe sent him signs. Katt Williams tried to warn him. He said it takes 2 weekends. Monique tried to warn him that him now, at the age of 57, and now he has lost his entire football career, basically because him and that girl had to settle for $23 million. His whole football career, he only made 22. So she got his entire Hall of Fame football career within, plus $1 million, within just a few short months.
And Shannon Sharpe lost $50 million paying off that SA settlement to his 21-year-old model girlfriend. And he lost another $100 million after being fired from ESPN a few minutes later. For this reason, he should have heeded Katt Williams and Monique's advice to avoid those snow bunnies. Additionally, Tyler Perry is en route to paying his SA victim more than $200 million.
I'm calling out Tyler Perry Studios. I'm calling out Mark Swinton. I'm calling out Jeannie Harrison. I'm calling out Michael Robbins. I'm calling out Tyler.
Reminding these people that their unrestrained immorality has a high cost is one thing our industry will accomplish. But you know what? They will always fall for it. Last year, Katt Williams sat directly in front of Shannon and attacked the superstars who had ruined their careers and sold their souls, only for him to wind up in the same situation as Tyler's trivial self. As you may recall, Shannon was humiliated a few months back when Gabriella Zuniga, his 21-year-old sidekick, sued him for $50 million, claiming that he had engaged in sexual assault. According to her, they had planned to engage in BDSM activities for hours, but Shannon took usage to abuse her. Keep in mind that this female was only 19 years old when they began their crazy relationship, and he is 60. Shannon appears to be a nasty person from the start. She says he was with her in addition to violating her in the bedroom, and even mentioned how, after learning that she was revealing her live location with her family, he threatened to unalive her. When she discovered he was cheating on her, she attempted to end their relationship once more. However, she essentially channeled his inner Diddy, which has helped her numerous times not just in her V, but also in her rear hole. Additionally, it appears that this black hole essay only occurred in January of this year. All of this was refuted by Shannon and his attorneys, who said it was all voluntary. Before this litigation, he even accused her of attempting to extort him out of $25,000 per cheek. He ought to have simply given her the $25,000 and moved on, but instead we're here. According to him, Gabriella began surreptitiously filming the BDSM interactions and altering them to appear saw. Additionally, he published text chats between him and Gabriella in which she begged him to choke her and conceive her because she desired a black child.
I want to be a daddy. I want like some hardcore BDSM action though. And then she says, I want you to tie me up like this. It is me, daddy. And you can see when these text messages were released, you can see it says like from Gabby to owner. So it's painting a picture that their relationship was giving that, you know, there was role play and everything that were happening. Now,
This is a very unfortunate situation.
It's crazy.
Horrible situation.
But let me ask
Shannon
you.
Sharpe and his lawyer have handled this whole situation terribly. First of all, if you're saying to Sharpe, you shouldn't be saying anything.
No, he shouldn't.
Busby and this young woman got audio, video, and text messages. If you know all of those things are out there, you should shut the F up and continue to allow your lawyer to do his job. And your lawyer said out of his own mouth that you was close to a $10 million settlement with that girl. That right there is all the more reason to shut the F up. I'm not here to speak to Shannon's guilt or innocence because I don't know, but I do know attempting to settle looks like an admission of guilt because I'm not settling.
Yeah,
if
or
I'm
you
innocent.
just scared.
Yeah.
Honestly, you just probably scared.
I'm with you, Charlamagne. I feel like he's being advised wrong, right? And you know, when people go through this, they go to an attorney because the attorney usually knows what's best for them. They usually know what to do. And in this situation, like any attorney would say, shut the F up and let's deal with it in court. Let's deal with facts, because you can't change public opinion unless it's in court with facts. Now, but one thing I would say, if somebody said this, but I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and you put it in my beep and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. If that didn't happen, I'm going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? Nah, we agreed on this. I'm not going to be like, I'll call you later, because I'm feeling like this is a setup right here.
Absolutely.
As soon as you text me this, I'm going to feel a little, and nobody's just going to respond, I'll call you later. You're going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? We both agreed to this. You know, like, this is part of the game. Like, nobody's going to respond with that, which scares me. But like Charlamagne said, shut the F up. Let the facts play out in court, because right now, all this talking is doing too much.
Audio.
And it's making it worse.
Even audio, and she was like, you're manipulating me. Like, even that would have been like, oh, no. Okay, I see what this is. You know what I'm saying? Unless they were role playing.
But wouldn't you have changed that right from the door? Like, what are you talking about? Like, no. Like, let's not play this game. Are you taping me? Because last night we was good with this. Like, in my opinion.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself, because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
The attorney for Gabriella is Tony Busby. Yes, the same attorney who attempted to pursue Jay-Z. Shannon actually attempted to use Tony's unsuccessful lawsuit against Jay-Z against him, but it backfired when Tony retaliated by accusing him of attempting to spend $10 million to buy Gabriella off. Jane Doe turned down Sharpe's $10 million settlement offer. Instead, she decided to file her complaint. Being her attorney makes me proud. Sharpe is well aware that I didn't target anyone or look for her as a client. Along with the message Gabriella sent Shannon the day after he assaulted her, Tony also made public this audio exchange between Gabriella and Shannon. But I cried when you went because I pleaded with you to wear a condom and not put it in my but you ignored me. The text said, our past doesn't matter to me. Shannon, no means no. I'm not sure how to handle this.
You're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Daddy.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did with the shit you did to me.
Okay, well...
People didn't feel sorry for Shannon at all during this time, as he mentioned. Since, first of all, he had no business bothering a 20-year-old at his advanced age. Second, he chose to go and fuck about despite Katt Williams warning about this issue on his own show. Even Jaguar right dove in and pulled him for dirt. She claimed that Shannon put himself in this predicament and even charged him with engaging in illicit activities behind the scenes with those business leaders.
You know, a lot of people were angry at Shannon Sharpe after his Katt Williams 2024 God ain't playing with y'all interview. A lot of people were angry with him. Matter of fact, there's a lot more people who reached out to him after Katt, who he turned away because he couldn't take the heat. Is everyone forgetting that? And Katt warned him, they're gonna come for you. Monique came after that, told him, they about to get you. You better watch who you kicking it with. She told him the kindest, most polite way possible. And then all of a sudden, he's accidentally going on Instagram, setting up whole porn lives. Humiliation ritual. Down to the floor. But why is nobody paying attention to? They're talking about money. 10 million offered to be quiet. She asked for 25,000 for the SCX. He wants 100 million for defamation and whoopty-whoopty-woo and all of this. Why is nobody talking about the simple fact that this is a man that's pushing 60 who's messing with a girl that's barely old enough to drink?
Yeah.
Let's stay there.
Let's stay there.
Because everybody skipped over that. You messing with this girl who's a child. This man has children older than this girl. Am I lying?
No, you're not lying.
Yeah, his daughters are 32, son is 30.
And he keeps getting online. And somebody want to apologize to my family. No, you don't. Because you would stop. You got busted out. You did whatever you did on Instagram. And is everyone forgetting that he was just recently tied to the whole bride and with Casanat and Skip Bayless? Is everybody forgetting that just happened just a couple months ago? You're negotiating $150 million big deal for your podcast outlets and all of that, which, by the way, was all set up for you by the NFL. Oh, I'm sorry. Who did Sean Carter work for?
The puzzle is puzzling.
No, last time I checked, Mr. Carter works for the NFL. And he was the one that got real smart Black Americans who were boycotting the NFL to stop giving the NFL their money. He was able to make all of that happen. I think we're past bending a knee. And then all of a sudden, Black people giving their money back to the NFL again? Those blackouts were for real, and it was costing the NFL millions. What else I also find funny? That he did that interview with the baby person who sat there and told him about when he met Beyonce. Y'all remember that? That happened on Shay Shack. And he talked about how he was at the Diddy party at Diddy's house. And how after, the festivities were winding down and it was getting later into the middle of the night, approaching 3 a.m., Diddy got rid of almost everybody, but he let the baby stay behind with him and his close friends. And then he talked about how Beyonce was there and Jay-Z was there. Not at their house, at Diddy's house. And how Beyonce presented herself to him, and she didn't have to do that because he knew who she was and he couldn't believe she was talking to him. But she approached him, kind of like how she approached that old friend of his when he said that he was at the party and the little people was there, and she asked him, "Isn't this sexy?"
Shannon resolved his lawsuit with Gabriella as of right now, indicating that many of the accusations she made were accurate. He made the decision to do so in order to avoid further embarrassment. It's unclear if he accepted the $50 million, but whatever sum he transferred to her bank account was sufficient to enable her to leave her OAF and go offline so she could live a contented and wealthy life. Shannon, on the other hand, had to come online to sheepishly address his instant termination from ESPN. It would have been better for him if he had never chosen to have BDSM with a woman who was 40 years his junior.
Get started. Obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is, like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted to be about him, and I wanted to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so, as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, "Bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless."
Since Tyler Perry lost more than simply $100 million, he's currently in a worse situation than Shannon. He will soon lose $140 million. Additionally, rumors have it that he is already facing another case. Derek Dixon, an actor from his show Oval, filed a $240 million lawsuit against Tyler a few weeks ago. Dixon claims that Tyler tried to assault him several times, sent him offensive messages, and even fooled him into attending his guest house under the false pretense of a meeting, only to end up transgressing him. According to his lawsuit, Tyler took down his panties, saying, "Relax," and then let it happen, and reassured him that there would be no harm. Dixon claims that by shifting the topic, he was able to reject this approach, because Christian Keys had also hinted at Tyler in a cryptic post months before Derek. People were quick to assume this. Word on the street, however, is that Christian received payment and did not formally file a case.
Speaking to my brother about making a declaration of my experience, what I experienced with certain powers that be that were moving inappropriately. This person was sick for years. He was claiming, that he had multiple young black men on the payroll, and they just had to show up when he requested them to be there. Not just women that have to deal with it, but it's also men sometimes, and it'll be men tempting men. I was like, well, I gotta protect me, because I'm saying no, and I don't want this person, as powerful as they are, to try to get in the way of my work. So I started recording. So I have them offering me money to take my clothes off. I have recordings when I wasn't working with them or for them. I have recordings of them confessing that, the other guys that they have on the payroll, all of the above.
As if things couldn't get any worse, another Oval actor came out to accuse Tyler and Mark Swinton, the vice president of his studios, of essaying and bribing the federal government to hide it.
I'm not about to hide anything with you guys. I'm not. And I'm not about to sit here and be afraid and be silenced by people knowing they did me wrong. I'm calling out Tyler Perry Studios. I'm calling out Mark Swinton. I'm calling out Jeannie Harrison. I'm calling out Michael Robbins. I'm calling out Tyler Perry, and I'm calling out Mark Temple, and I'm calling out Chris Giovanni. I want you guys to know what you guys did to me was very unlawful. And me being a retired vet, U.S. Army vet, going through post-traumatic stress disorder, going through mood, depressions, everything that I've claimed in my testimony, you all covered it up. You all covered up a felony crime of what Mark Swinton has done to me. I've asked for help from the California State Bar to complain to Jeannie Harrison because she didn't tell me my California right as a U.S. Army veteran and a California LA resident. I'm sitting here looking on the news that this kid named Derek Dixon is getting unlimited jurisdiction quid pro as a LA resident, right? His incident happened in 2020 in Georgia in an employment place. He said he had a and he was by Tyler Perry in Georgia as an employment place, but he's a LA resident. All right, y'all tracking what I'm saying?
It's up for both Shannon and Tyler. As you can see, additionally, rumors have it that more lawsuits are being prepared against them and will not yet be released. Perhaps they wouldn't be in this predicament if they had paid attention to Katt Williams from the beginning. According to one person, they adore white women, and the majority of them are only interested in one thing: money. He was played by that little girl. From the start, she had a plan. What the hell is going on? Exclaims someone else. There are new accusations or something every week. I've never seen so many in 1 month. No, dude, not Tyler. For heaven's sake, he has been the target of attention for the longest. Now, though, I want to hear your opinions. How do you feel about Katt Williams accusing Tyler and Shannon of ruining their careers? And do you guys believe that this is their last moment? Please share your opinions in the space provided for comments below. Remember to watch this other dirty video by clicking here.